All of them have really been crazy. My ex is crazy too.
So but I have to question now because all my exes are crazy too.
Then you have to question yourself.
But then that's what I'm saying. Like, is it that you attract?
No.
No.
Kelly's with
it's exciting.
It's
no,
exciting.
I
It's
won't
exciting. I get bored.
You won't subscribe.
No, I won't subscribe to that because
Kelly is
I love her. No, because when people,
that.
prime example, when people like to say Halle Berry's crazy, it's like we've all made very poor choices. First of all, when women in our mentality in your 20s, you make some dumb choice. No, I won't. I do not subscribe, Janae. I don't subscribe.
When you have your baby daddy
not subscribe.
and your other baby daddy and they scrapping it out
That's
at Thanksgiving and you're 40 something years old.
I mean, it happens.
That's 40 something years old.
I think two guys scrap up last week. If you can't control your marbles because you're crazy like Apple, like it happens. You can't
I
judge.
think that pretty girls get a bad rep for
poor
being
choices.
crazy. I really do.
And pretty girls got a lot going on because a lot of guys are like trying to,
We are
holler.
crazy a
So
little bit.
the cities are crazy.
You are.
I'm not gonna put up with like shit.
No, I am. I'm not
know?
normal, but I kind of think sometimes I have to.
Because it's all the same. Like, we're women. You're just a woman. That's
No.
you're not crazy.
That's the
You're
thing.
just a
Women
woman.
are emotional.
We're emotional,
and
very
we have
much
to
so.
own that. That's
We're
who
emotional.
We
We have a
We're
hard
emotional.
time just saying, you know what, this is bad for me. This is not good. This isn't going anywhere. Let me cut this off. Especially when you're younger. You can't hold somebody in their 20s accountable, like, and label them that for the rest of their life for making bad choices. Like, I just don't think you can do that.
Right, but when you're Halle and it's been like 6 guys.
You have it in for Halle.
I love her.
Sometimes you're powerless. I can't control what my baby daddy, my other baby daddy do. They want to act like
Right.
you can't. They're two men.
Okay, what happened with Eric Benet? Like he with Manuela.
That was on him.
I don't think. Hold up. I don't
believe
that.
I can't judge Holly because
I don't
we go
believe
down
that.
my little track record, those crazy boys
I'm
and the things
telling
that
you,
they've done.
look at
You
all
can say
women's
Tahiry's
track
crazy, and
records,
I
like,
think I'm crazy. I think
I wouldn't say
I've
that
been with
Tahiry.
abnormal men.
Tahiri,
Or
I've
just
only
guys
seen
that are
you
off.
be with one crazy person, and he's owned that on television.
No, and I dated another guy who was a little off too.
In our private
Was
life,
he
we all have.
bipolar? Taking
I'm not saying that they're bipolar, or
You
I'm
probably like
saying
the
that
craziness, though, a little
that
bit.
the way they act in the public eye, people have questioned Tahiri. And I don't
that's
think it
not
has anything
fair.
to do. And I don't think that has anything to do.
fair.
I've questioned me. I'm like, why am I attracted to these
That's
kind of
not
men?
fair.
But I can't say that. I know I'm a little off, but I don't think that
No,
you
but
can't
I
blame
think
me
that,
for
okay,
their.
Well, here's the thing, and I would say you and Halle are in a similar situation because you get in a certain once you get in a certain space.
Hallie's coming for
You
your
get
ass when she drops that
comfortable.
baby.
She ain't coming.
She's coming for you.
You get
Halle, come see me.
comfortable.
I don't
Come
care.
for me.
Come
I'm
and see
sending
me.
for you.
No, but the whole thing is when you get to a certain space, and I think that even outside of the entertainment business, like once you get to a certain space, you can only it's almost like your pool shrinks.
Absolutely.
And so you're left with this pool of men, and many of them are damaged, and a lot of it is because of the fight that they've had to do to get to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you reach a point and you're not for dragging and picking somebody else up and picking them up behind you.
I agree.
So you're left with these people who are successful, but they have a lot of baggage because of what it took for them to get to where they are. And I think that that's where you end up in an interesting space because Jay-Z's taken. Like, who's left for us?
Holler.
To your point.
Right? Am I right?
Let's talk about industry.
I have a point.
Let's talk about industry dating because we're all involved in the industry in some type of way. Let's talk about industry dating because you just talked about the pool shrinking. So when a woman dates 3 men in the industry, let's just say
we
music.
really have to talk about
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because we're all involved in some type of way.
joking.
So when you date like 3 men in the industry, in your normal life, if your life wasn't under a microscope, in your normal life, if you dated 3 men that went to Virginia Tech, no one would say anything.
No.
So is it different when you're dating 3 men in the music industry as opposed to dating 3 men that went to Georgia State?
Society is is unfairly harsh on
It's a
women.
double standard.
Period. Period. Across the board, no matter what you do, it always comes back to, well, how could you have avoided that? Well, what were you wearing, or where were you? And it's like really like if you've dated, like when people used to give Jennifer Lopez a bad rap, it's like I know girls that I went to college with that slept with more people than you know.
Don't you mess with my boo. Stop.
So
Don't you mess with my boo.
No.
Now here's the thing. Don't you mess with my J-Lo.
No.
Now understand something. Okay, so
Tahiri, she's been married. How many times?
that's fine. I would get married 8 times if I had to.
I
When
would
my mom
too.
got married 3.
I would
I
too.
think 2 times. Second time she came, she was like Tahiry. I was up on a,
It's a
I was up on a
bad
bunk.
rap
I was like, I don't
because
remember
she's a
how old.
celebrity.
And
It's
she
so
said, I'm
funny.
getting married today. And I said, congratulations. Yes, she did. She walked in. She was like, I'm going downtown. I'm sorry. And I said, congratulations. If that makes you happy, then go ahead. If it doesn't work, get a divorce. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, people in the public eye, here's a situation. I'm sorry. Like,
It's okay. It's
shut
okay.
you
I'll
down
let you
because
finish
I'm in
your
that situation. I sit back and I'm like, all right, so this hasn't worked. So do I continue to date somebody else? Do I not? Am I getting judged? Nobody wants used goods. I am a woman. So it's really hard on a woman like me. So I sat back today and somebody asked me, oh, so you're getting to know somebody. You know, unfortunately, J-Lo might not have been dating everybody, but then became forced to because the public eye was already in her business. It's not like you can go out for fucking tea. And they say, oh, Jennifer was having tea with Ben Affleck. No, Jennifer's with Ben Affleck.
Like,
so eventually you're forced to do certain things. I hate to have to live my life like, oh, I'm going to go to spin class with such and such. But if they see me, you know what I'm saying? They're going to, and I'm just getting to know you. I don't even know what's your favorite color yet. But, you know, we're getting to know each other. So it's kind of like, so what are you doing in my situation? You know, unfortunately, to me, if you work in a hospital, you're gonna wind up dating a nurse. You know, you wind up dating somebody in the same field, in your circle. You're in the industry, you wind up dating a person in the industry. So if that doesn't work, then that means you can't date anybody else because then you're labeled.
Sometimes it's taking a break, taking the time for yourself, and not jumping from
Well,
relationship
no, I
to
can
relationship.
agree with that.
With the women in the industry, like really for real, because I've sat back and I've said, all right, so clearly I got back with Joe and maybe it didn't work, maybe it did, or clearly I've dated somebody else and then dated. And I sit back and I'm like, okay, so it's just me and Teddy, my bear. And a lot of pretty, what is it, pretty girl problems?
Right.
That's a pretty girl problem.
a
Because
lot of
pretty women just
women deal
laying
with
in bed by herself.
By ourselves.
That
Only for
sounds
2 weeks
really
though.
sad.
Listen, I'm just gonna be real. Only for 2 weeks.
It's just the way society does
I
women.
agree.
And
You
it's,
see how hyper I
it's-
got for this?
No.
Yeah, because it's real.
Because I was on a plane talking to
No.
Amber about it. I was like, Amber.
Oh.
Amber's like, did you want to date? I'm like, yes.
Can
But
do
I was like, but
whatever.
then what do I do? Because I kind of feel, and what if? And then you start to question everything. And what are people gonna? And you're like, but I don't even know this man. But I want to get to know him. But what if it don't work?
You can't even
Then you start
live
thinking
out
like
the
that. You can't
natural
even like
process.
Progression.
Crazy.
And
Yeah.
that's the
People,
reason
and that
why
sucks.
Devin the Dude is one of my favorite rappers because he put out a song called "Do What the Fuck You Want to Do," and I've lived my life that way ever since I started listening to him. Like you have to just do what you got to do. And
It was
But
life
then you're
changing.
talking about Holly.
I'm talking about Holly because
Got a point there.
she just screams. Something about her just like screams crazy.
I work out, and no one works out like Kelly works out. No one works out like Kelly works out. Do you guys find that like a lot of my friends will not work out because of their hair?
Yeah.
They're just
Well,
like,
I am big on that. But I mean, that's my biggest problem though. I'm always like, dang, I gotta go to the gym and sweat this weave out. But I gotta do what I gotta do. I'd rather get the hair done and look good than not look good and have some good hair.
I agree. I'd rather be fit with a little frizzy hair than fat with
The kids
fabulous
can go
hair.
Absolutely.
And when I say fat, I mean like uncomfortable for me.
Right.
So I think it's very important to work out. So forget the hair.
I used to do the top knot with the little all the way around headband thing, and then I realized that took time, and it was like, okay, if I'm work out, it has to be at 5 a.m. So that means
Sheesh.
at 4, that means like I'm trying to
That's
cut
a pretty girl
time.
problem for real.
And I have a scarf on all the time. Look, follow me on Instagram at the Real Tahiry. Always a scarf at the gym.
Now I will say, go ahead.
What I want to say about the scarves, not in the gym, but in the bedroom. I do not wrap my hair at all, ever.
I'm lazy.
I do not wrap my hair because I just don't like. I just feel like when it's time to love up and rub up, let's love up and rub up. I don't want to like pull a
When
scarf
you're with a guy,
off.
it's hard. I can't either.
I can't do. I never wrap my hair unless I'm.
Always do what I do.
What do you do?
Oh, natural.
Well, I am
can't
natural
do
under 2 pounds of weed. I'm natural.
I'm
under
never
that.
natural.
So you
I
guys
relax.
do or you don't wear one when you're around a guy?
No.
Well,
No.
it depends on how comfortable I am around.
Right.
You got to be really
Like
comfortable.
like
with
my
that
old
to take it
relationship,
off.
like boo,
Not
whatever.
even that. Like we're together forever, and I will not.
Well, he's not messing
The
with
only
me.
time I wrap my hair is to get in the shower because humidity kills
John
hair.
and
Humidity
I-
kills it in bed too. Boo.
No.
It does, but you know what? I will sweat out the edges for a little love up and rub up. I'm just saying.
You're
I
right.
will. So
John
it's
and
a
I
pretty
have
girl
been
problem.
together almost 4 years, and he is he's
Wait, Kelly needs to give some background about who and what her boyfriend is because Kelly needs to tell everyone.
yeah. John is German, Native American, and Irish, right? And he's never dated a black woman. So
Yes,
when
this is her
we first
fiance.
started dating, I didn't wear hair extensions, and the way I found out he never dated a black woman before is we were talking, and I washed my hair, and I went to put the press and comb on the stove, and his eyes were very fixated on the comb. And then I went in the bathroom when we were talking, and then he comes in the bathroom and he's looking, and I started doing my edges, and he was just like, I said, have you ever dated a black woman? He was like, me? Yes, you. There's no one else here. And he's like, no, what is that? Like, he was very confused. He didn't know what it meant. But from the beginning, like, if we're together, like, I wrap my hair all the time. And there are no issues at
See, that's what I'm
all.
saying. It depends on the kind of relationship you have
Just
with that
no
individual.
issues.
Because you can be with somebody the first day or the first month and not feel comfortable doing it, but then you can have this chemistry, you can have this comfortable feeling with somebody you just met the other day and be able to wrap your hair up and not care what and it just be just really organic.
Yeah.
So it all depends.
And it's me. It's like, cause really one time my boyfriend was like, you gotta wrap your hair. Like you shed more than a dog. Like you're so much weave in my bed.
But who cares? Like, if you have a pretty face, who cares?
I just don't
I don't
like
wrap my hair,
it.
but I'm just saying if I needed
I
to,
bet you don't.
would.
I bet you know.
I told you we got the
and I was like, you have to.
I went to
to
Jamaica.
keep him from
But you have cornrows. The cornrows
I
started
did.
getting frizzy. I
I
said,
know.
You have to
Then I
wrap
wrapped
them.
it.
I just don't do it for me because I just feel like I just don't like it.
Like I said, it all depends. I just got real comfortable with having my hair girl come over every morning. Because of filming, I have to get my hair done so I can sweat it out. I can not wrap it. I can cuddle.
You can do what
I
you
can,
wanna do.
what is it? The love and
Love up and rub up.
Yup, all that. And it'll just be like, oh, Toya, you're coming over. Thank you, Jesus. Lord have mercy.
So
Fix this.
part of my surprise engagement when we got engaged a couple months ago was like this whole thing at the Lowe's, right? I didn't know we were staying. So someone had packed a bag, and I proceeded after we got engaged. We went downstairs and hung out, and the last thing I remember him saying is, I have been drinking for quite some time because we were celebrating. The last thing I remember hearing this man say is, "Babe, I got your scarf."
Oh, that's amazing.
He's like, "I got your scarf. I know you don't want to be without your scarf.
That's amazing.
Wrap it up. Let's go."
I love it.
That's
I
love.
love it. That yeah.
What?
He has a brother?
I got a rep. No.
Yeah, we'll all swirl for that.
Yeah.
I love
So
it.
since we're on men, like, do we swirl?
I
I swirl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Iowa.
So you had no choice but to swirl. Just say what you say.
Honestly, I had no choice but to swirl. When I first started dating, all my first experiences were dating white men, and I dated a lot of
So lost right
blonde hair,
I was
blue
like, swirl?
eyes, skater boys. And then when I moved to New York, I dated almost exclusively black men or Latino men.
Oh.
And I haven't really swirled much since, but I watch Game of Thrones. I get hot and bothered when Jon Snow comes on the screen. That's my
I didn't even know what
move.
swirl was.
You didn't know what swirl-
I was embarrassed to ask what is
pretty girl
swirl like. Is it
problem.
is it like is it vanilla ice cream? Is it like I was confused. I was like,
Chocolate
I
and
swirl. I'm like, but am I
vanilla.
the only one that doesn't swirl here? I didn't know what it was. No, I've never dated a white man.
Really?
I had a big crush on Sean Connery years ago.
Wow, that's
Brad Pitt
interesting.
can
When
get
you were
it.
6.
But I'm all for the older, the whole
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
distinguished.
I like
Yeah.
distinguished. Yeah.
But no, I've never swirled.
Me either. I just can't.
I'm not gonna say that I could never swirl. I'm just saying never say never, because the next
Yeah.
thing you know, I have a white boo and I'm coming
You're
in
right.
here like, boo, look,
Right.
you swirling.
Listen, I love him.
I don't know. I'm attracted to a chocolate.
type?
Yeah, just chocolate. Like I can be talking and then I see some chocolate walk by and I'm like, oh chocolate. but I've dated light skinned guys.
We know.
Oh.
We know.
I mean, I've even dated Asian guys, like
I've
Tish
never-
actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really, I would say, I don't want to say I have a preference,
Yeah,
but
what
like,
is,
if
no,
you
no.
did?
What do you like? What
She does.
Okay,
I'm like,
I
favorite,
love Asian guys.
white,
Really?
Asian,
I
black,
never go.
Like-
Hispanics.
Korean, black and Korean.
Oh,
That's
that's
sexy.
yeah, that's a hot
That's
mix.
sexy.
That's always a good mix.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never had a preference. I don't know if it's because I was born and raised in California and my grandmother was in the theater, so there were always all sorts of people around. But I just have never. I was just always raised like whoever treats you the best. That's it. I don't care if
Definitely.
they're black,
I think it's
white,
about chemistry,
Asian.
like I said
I'm all for
before.
that. Give me
And
some.
so
I like
if
chemistry.
you look at any of my exes,
Don't leave
I got you.
I don't think my exes make sense either.
No, none
They're
of my
all kind of
exes are
crazy,
the
but
same.
they don't. But
There's my
There's
my
a
common
pattern.
thread with all
Yeah,
my
they're all
but all my
crazy.
exes look the same. Well,
No.
not mine.
I like big fat black men.
I love
Wow.
that. I think it's all about chemistry to me.